Thanks for having us over, Jimmy. Nice to see you again.
Thank you, Robin.
Yeah, we thought we'd take the chance to come visit you again and have a catch up and see how things are going.
Yeah, no, look, it's always great to meet up with you. Wish we could do it more often, but
yeah,
yeah,
me too.
Happy to have you guys here.
Thanks, man. So yeah, we're just going to ask you a few questions, see how things are going, and find out a little bit more about Jimmy Law and what you're all about and how you got into what you're doing.
Yeah.
And how did you get into art? What inspired you to take this journey?
You know, I've always been an artist my entire life. You know, you told me about your daughter, your 9-year-old daughter that's drawing and being an artist, and I've just always been an artist. Everything that I've tried in life had, some creative, part of it. So, just always been an artist,
And tell me a little bit about your art journey. What is your favorite type of art? What is your narrative?
Well, favorite type of art. I love really strong art. You know, I look at a lot of artists' work as well, but I really really strong abstracts even, but really strong statement art that really makes a statement, whatever it is. You know, whether it's figurative or abstract or whatever. But I love strong art. I believe art needs to be, if it doesn't really evoke something, then it's a little soft for me,
And I believe that's why it does so well as a wallpaper.
Absolutely. I've actually been thinking about the whole wallpaper thing and how we got into that. I usually work on quite a large format when I do my originals because I want my art to make a statement. And to have your work blown up 3, 4, 5, 10 meters makes a massive statement.
Jimmy, I'm very interested to know, like, when you come up with an art piece, you come up with ideas, and then you come up with the vision of what theme you're gonna work with for a while. And I see that through your art. I see the portraits that you've done. I see the astronaut theme, and I think you've told us a little bit about that. But I'm quite interested to know, like, the physical part of your artwork. Tell us a little bit about the process of how you do the physical part.
Yeah. Sure, Robin. It's a lot of people look at art and creating art has so many processes that it goes through. It starts with an idea, obviously. You've got to have an idea of what you want to do, right? You've got to have a concept. And then there's a lot of thinking that goes into finding a final concept that you feel will show what you have in mind. Often for me, there's a lot of, especially with the astronaut pieces, I try to think what kind of elements I want to add in a piece to bring across the message that I want to. But lately, I've been focusing more on creating pieces with a lot more mood and atmosphere. So I'm kind of moving away from those previous elements and create work that's maybe got a slightly more serious feel and mood to them. That starts with that idea. Then basically I draw onto a canvas. Most of my canvases are quite large. They start at about a 1.2 by 1.2 meter, goes up to 2 meter, 2 by 2 meters, some of them. And then it's underpainting, what we call underpainting. That's 2 or 3 layers of paint that kind of sets the tone for the piece. If I'm doing a piece that has a lot of contrast in it, then I'll start with a fairly dark tone and just work with lighter layers on top of that. But that's not always the case. Sometimes pieces doesn't contain that much contrast, so I'll start with a medium tone underpainting. And then it's just continuous layering, I work in oil paint, so it's also a medium that allows you to really blend colors and tones very well. You've got to be patient with the process. Oil paint takes longer to dry than acrylic, so and that is it. It just becomes a multitude of layers until you finally do your highlights, and those will be the last layers of your piece. And then after that, varnishing.
Tell us a little bit about the sculptures that you're doing.
Sculptures, what I love about, I'm not a sculptor, I'm teaching myself, but I love the idea of taking something and creating something three-dimensional. With a painting, you have one surface, but with sculpture, you can walk around something and every angle is different. So it's almost like you're really exploring. And that for me is very interesting, it's very dynamic. It has its own challenges. I mean, it's completely different from trying to paint something. But yeah, I've definitely fallen in love with it. I realized that I actually have a good understanding of form. I work in a clay called plastiline, which is oil and wax based clay.
Okay.
What's great about it, it doesn't dry out, so it allows me a lot of time to work on a piece, And the astronauts being such an intriguing, I find it a fascinating subject matter. To sculpt that, it's not something that I think is maybe popular. A lot of sculptors do maybe wildlife or figurative pieces, nudes, or But for me, because I'm so fascinated with painting the astronauts, I find that it's a nice subject matter to sculpt as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the astronauts is a subject that right now makes a lot of sense to us. I think it's something that we can really understand because of that sense of isolation, that sense of sort of, what we've been through, and the world is going into crazy places. And I mean, people do get that. And I think that your art has been amazing. I've really enjoyed working with you with the wallpapers.
Yeah.
I think that we can take this to a completely new level.
Yeah.
Where we create pieces that are evoking. We create pieces that are going into people's homes that are going to really be the masterpiece of the home.
That's right.
So it also makes your work a lot more accessible.
Yeah.
And how does that work with your whole vision of yourself as an artist?
Robin, as an artist, you want your work to be seen, and the whole idea of having my work cover a wall, for me, it is this amazing sense of achievement in a way. It's super impressive. I've seen some of the work that you guys do, and to see people's homes with beautifully covered wallpaper of my work, for me, that is, I can't paint that big. I wish I could, but yeah, it's just a amazing sense of satisfaction, and I think in itself it makes a massive statement in whatever scene, whatever space you put it. It's just got an amazing presence.
Jimmy, the other thing I want you to talk about is tell us a little bit about your gallery. It's a very interesting space.
Yeah.
I know you opened it earlier last year.
Yeah.
And you put a lot of energy and effort into it. Tell us a little bit about your gallery.
The whole idea with the gallery, I actually wanted to do the gallery, and then COVID happened, so I kind of put that on the back burner. But I wanted a space where I can meet clients. Up until now, I've been meeting clients at my home, at my studio, and it's sometimes a little invasive. A lot of people love to meet at the studio and see where you actually work, and I get that. And we still do that. I still meet clients here. But to have a dedicated space where you have a lot of work that you can show, I found was a big plus, and that was the idea with the gallery.
Cool. Well, we're going to go through to the gallery just now. We're going to take a look.
Okay.
Jimmy, thanks for taking this time with us. Really
Robin.
appreciate working with you, and I look forward to big growth, big successes.
Yeah. No, me too. I'm excited. So far, we've been working together for quite a while, and
Yeah.
it's been going well. So
Yeah.
I enjoy it.
Me too.
Thank
Thanks a
you.
lot, Jimmy.